Hello, welcome to the Build. So today's question comes from Inika. And Inika asks, what are your recommendations for assistance with writing content for websites? And how do I create a business address, or how does someone create a business address when they don't want to use their personal address? Okay, so a couple things. So first of all, for content for websites and blogs, content is an amazing and very useful tool, right? And use SEO keywords on your content. When you get that little box section that comes up that says SEO words or SEO keywords, go ahead and put in your name, put in as a keyword your name, right? So that when people search for you, this is one of the things that pop up. Your topic, you want to use that. Very useful for establishing yourself as a brand, as an identity, also establishing your legitimacy as a therapist. When you're Googleable, when you're searchable and multiple things come up, professional things about what you do, it makes you appear that much more valid. So it's a really good thing to do. This is a great question. So for writing content for websites and blogs, you can do this in a couple of ways. Do you actually want to write the content yourself, which I think is an amazing thing to do? I love writing content for myself. I have always written my own content. I love speaking from the heart. I love talking about my experiences. I love expression in that way. Some people may not enjoy that. Some people just may not have time to do that, right? So if you're one of those people who either doesn't enjoy it or doesn't have the time, another way to still get that, you create that online presence that you so need in order to build your business, is to go ahead and create the blog or have the area that you want to fill in your website and reach out and get some help from someone to do it. So sites like Fiverr.com, which is Fiverr.com, sites like Upwork.com, Upwork.com, that's Upwork.com. You can go ahead and look for someone who can write content for your social media or websites. You can say, I'm a professional therapist. I am looking for a content writer who can talk about anxiety, depression, grief, Black mental health, Asian mental health, whatever your specific focus is. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, if you want to write it yourself, right, which is totally fine as well, is to come up with a way to kind of give yourself a guide or a framework so that you don't have to sit and wonder every month or every week or every day, whatever it is that you're going to post. You don't have to wonder what you're going to post about. So create a framework, right? Write down maybe the two or three topic areas or whatever it is, topic areas that you want to focus on. So I would say maybe yours might be depression, grief, um, and Black mental health. Let's say those are your three topic areas. So you want to, look at a few different sections, a few different ways that you can focus on each of those sections. So you're going to think of depression from the clinical area, right? So talk about diagnosis, talk about what it looks like clinically, what it looks like when you might see it, when someone might see a family member or a friend who's depressed, an adult who's depressed versus a child who's depressed, that sort of thing. Anything new that's come out clinically. So any new information on this topic clinically that's come out, that's been published, any articles or things like that that are sharing new information. So you're looking at depression clinically, look at grief clinically, look at loss clinically, Black mental health clinically, right? Across the board, that's one section area. The next would be maybe socially, right? What's happening socially with depression? Where do, what does this look like in a friendship? Um, what's happening in our society socially? What's happening in our society around depression? Are people talking about it more? Or are they talking about it less? Is there more of a position to be more of a stigma, less of a stigma? Um, that sort of a thing. Look at what's happening in the news, right? In the media around depression, around grief, around Black mental health. Talk about that. Look at literature. What are the new publishings? Are there books? Are there what is coming out around depression, grief, Black mental health that you can talk about, that you, an article you may have read that you'll talk about, or information that's come up that you want to explore, suggest readers explore, a question, something just to think about, right? And then awareness. So awareness is super easy and always at our fingertips, right? Okay, so like May is mental health month. We just got out of May. So maybe in May, you would make a point of talking about mental health awareness for the month of May, what that means for, you know, the larger group of client population that you work with, or what that means in terms of treating depression, what that means in terms of Black mental health and awareness, right? That sort of thing. So, figure out your topic areas, figure out how you can specifically focus different areas on those topics. And then every month you pull out one or two or three, and there you have your content, okay, for what you're going to focus on. All right. So the other part of Inika's question, how does someone, use an address, create a business address, like say they're working from home, they're working online, they want to create a business address, they don't have an office address, or maybe they've moved to different offices at different times and they never set up one office address where they'll get their mail on a regular basis. Well, you can set up a virtual business address, okay? So you can literally just Google virtual business address, and a whole bunch of companies will come up where you can set up a virtual business address, and you can use this for all of your correspondence. I did that a couple minutes ago. I got physicaladdress.com, ipostal, and the number one.com, and a whole bunch more. So there are definitely ways to not post your address if you're not comfortable doing that. All right, well, I hope that answered your questions, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.